be eliminated by the year 2050.
Whenever a truth is heard, there's no going back. You are the main character in the video game of life.
I personally don't believe anything they say, right down to the God they claim they worship.
Life is too short to not make understanding the truth a priority.
Here's the thing about the music business. It's a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free and good men die like dogs. Also, there's a negative side.
It's all dualistic.
You could stack up all their math books, all their science books, and even put all their degrees stacked up on top of that, and you still wouldn't be high enough to see the curvature.
No two people should ever agree completely on everything. If that happens, one of them isn't thinking for themselves.
We're just regular people who know we're being lied to. We're tired of it.
The bottom line is, there's only one choice left, and that's to dismantle this whole thing from the top down.
Damn, Templar! I didn't know you could belt that note out like that.
You know, practicing.
Well, you hit it. You should try auditioning for Skid Row sometime.
I should, right?
Yeah. But oh man, so we got off to a rough start here, man. I don't know what's going on with the studio software, but man, we had a heck of a time getting kicked off here.
Yeah. It was like they didn't want the show to start or something, huh?
Right? They're listening. They don't want us to spread this information because you know what? And this is like, dude, I've been talking to Ted and I have a funny idea for like this idea the truth smuggler. He's a guy that smuggles the truth, and so like I want to make this little creative kind of thing. And man, but here we are.
Idea.
We're live. We're kicking. Everybody's here. It's Mainstream Monday. We got Templar. We got me. We got the Phone Booth Podcast.substack.com.
The Phone Booth Podcast.substack.com. Yeah, actually,
what the fuck is that, Templar?
Dude, what I was actually going to go over is we got a bunch of podcasts and people on here for you, right? So we have the Pick Is In that just got done doing 4 hours with legendary insider Flex from Jersey. That's pretty badass, right? And you guys had like one hell of a week over there doing that. Here's the thing with Project Cheney. That's up live on the Substack now. And that's just releasing for others like what, tomorrow or something, right?
Tomorrow, yeah. 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern.
Right. Fasting Fake episode or season 3, episode 5, and I think Orwellian's over there in that as well, right? With him and Vince.
Yep.
Obviously, we got the Conspiracy Happy Hour, the Retard Roundtable. There's Dualistic. And there's a lot going on over there. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do it. And here's another reason why you should go over to the phoneboothpodcast.substack.com, right? Like, at any given time, X could get a fucking stick up its ass and decide to just start banning people left and right? They've been known to do that. Yeah, if you go over there, right, like, you're always in touch with the guys, right? You're always available to the content. You know, like, I don't know about some of you guys, but I worked in the trade. And during the day, I loved listening to, like, podcasts and shit like that while I was working because it helped kind of make the time go by. And when you're listening to like friends do shit, you know, it just kind of, I don't know, makes life easier. It's a little bit more fun. But go over there.
Right, yeah,
Good
it just
stuff.
makes the time go by, when you're in that comfort zone and feeling good and that things are flowing, like it just, boom, just feels better.
And the quality of the streams are like there's no hitching, there's no buffering. You know, it's not breaking down. You're good.
Yeah, yeah. The other thing we got to bring up is Can Am Bullion, and I'll talk about this, Templar. This is an amazing company out of Canada. Michael, and I'll butcher his last name, Piccioni. Let me scroll down and see if I said it right. Piccioni. I don't know. How do you say that, Templar? Is that Piccioni? Piccioni? Piccioni?
Yeah,
Maybe?
Piccioni. That's how I would say it, Piccioni.
Piccioni. But he serves up the best metal in the business. Look at silver and gold just taking off right now. Silver, $86 an ounce right now. It was just barely at like $78, $79 an ounce like last week. So it's going up. So if you got some money in that, boom, you're making money. And gold is just skyrocketing right now. And
As
you
a matter
got
of fact,
all.
go up to the top by where it shows the gold and the pricing.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh.
go to where the green arrow is, kind of by it, where the number is up at the top. You can highlight it and kind of click it. You'll see, where it says like silver is up plus 36. Now, when you click on that, it'll pull the page for like say silver, right? Like click on it up there. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Why is it not showing right now? Oh, there we go.
There you go. You can track where it's in, and you can do this with the gold, you can do it with the silver, you can do it with the platinum, and you can see it's just peaking. There's small correction and it's right back on its way up. So while the dollar is losing all kinds of fucking buying power to inflation, so far if you look at these charts, and it's every single one of them, is showing like gold, platinum, silver all doing good, all doing much better than the dollar.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I wanted to point out.
Dude, you got to protect yourself, and the dollar, let's be honest, the dollar is not that stable. And we're not financial experts. Don't listen to us.
Right.
We're a bunch of fucking retards that talk some conspiracy shit. So we're not the best for financial advice, but the 40 something years that I've been alive on this earth, I've watched gold just continue to go up. Like, I mean, it never stopped.
I remember when gold was a couple $100 an ounce, like $300 and $500 an ounce.
It was the same price as an ounce of weed. Now it's just.
Yeah. Dude, like. That and
And now weed is like the opposite. You can get an ounce of weed for like $30 at the right grass station.
Ain't that the truth, man?
But
and the other thing is here's another thing I want to point out in relation to that. Is Can Am Bullion is also like one of these companies that has integrity, right? So let me give you let me put you in on some information. It'll allow us to transition if you don't mind. Like Alex Jones worked for a guy named Ted Anderson. Okay? That's the guy who bankrolled Alex Jones for his career on his comeuppance. Ted Anderson.
Did you say Anderson?
Anderson, yeah, like Mr. Anderson.
I thought you said Gunderson at first. I was like, huh?
No. So this guy owned rare metals. It's called Midas Touch or some shit like that. Anyways, so this guy basically bankrolls Alex Jones's show just so he has an outlet to pitch his metals and shit like that. So, like, the Alex Jones show itself wasn't even necessarily needed. It was just used like Rush Limbaugh's show. That was another thing where it was an outlet from the sponsor, which is very interesting. So, like...
Isn't that what all programs are, though? Is just an outlet from the sponsor?
Yeah, but this is like when you create your own outlet, right? Like that's like the Alex Jones show was made as an outlet for precious metals originally. Like when you go to his old, You know, like that's what it was. It has morphed into something different from where, you know, it got its roots. That's what I'm showcasing.
Yeah, and then he went into prep supplies or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All the good
yeah.
stuff.
Let me read some of these comments though. Shout out to Cram Della Cram. Thank you, brother, for
Della Cram.
reposting. Dude, isn't Cram the best, dude? Some of his remakes on the clips and stuff that he's been putting out are fucking amazing. Shout out to Cram. Almost like someone closes down streams without cleaning up first. Yep, it sure is. Shout out to Mr. Laszlo. Sup,
Yeah,
gentlemen?
fasting fake. What's up, man?
Cram
And then
Della Cram.
fasting fake, it switched, right? So it's doing, is it Wednesday nights now?
I believe so. I believe they switched to Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
We'll so see if we can get Laz on the program sometime to talk about that. You know, if he can explain the decision to switch dates.
Yeah.
Pichoni, stop copies me. Let's see, Cram. I don't care about gold. Silver is where it's at. You know what, though? He's right. Silver is where it's at because, you know, gold is not really in people's affordability right now. You know, but silver is. And the other thing about gold is like, you know, you can't trade a brick of gold for a loaf of bread. You know,
Right.
you want to have something smaller in denomination to be able to barter with, you know, and exchange with. And
No, that's
you know,
true.
that,
I'll tell you, in an apocalypse, I'd rather have fucking gold and silver than Bitcoin, right? Because
yeah.
what the fuck are you gonna do with no electricity? Your Bitcoin means nothing. That's how I view it, at least. You know, like something tangible is gonna get you through. Coffee, cigarettes, sugar, metals. You know.
I haven't had a cigarette since Christmas, but I wish I had one right now. Like I would smoke it.
Congratulations on
Oh,
no
man.
smoking since Christmas.
They sound good all the time, these cigarettes, but just one tobacco and you're hooked for life, Templar.
Right? I know. Tobacco, not once.
But we got some good stuff to get into today, man. You know, it's a mad world out there, and we've got shit like disclosure, which is not really on our agenda today, but maybe we'll talk into that at some point, you know. But you know,
I mean, we could start with it if you want. What is your thought on like the whole?
you know what my
thing?
fucking thought is on it, dude? It's all bullshit. Again, they're just like they haven't shown us anything new.
Agreed.
You know, these are all videos that we've all seen before. There's nothing new. Like, and you know, we all have the capability in our hands to take a photo or a video these days that are
Right.
going to be way better than anything that they're putting out these days.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, what is that? Like, I mean, to be quite honest, the only thing that's really gonna like alter my thought process is if they show me a fucking body, like a real alien or demon or whatever those things are, or a fucking craft that hasn't been built, you know, by somebody else. But how do we know it hasn't been built by somebody else?
Right.
Am I gonna test this spacecraft and see if it flies me to the moon? I mean,
Yeah. No, I think for me, I'm a doubting Thomas. So you got to show me the wounds, right? Like you got to show me a fucking alien body, right?
yeah.
And even at that,
I need
thinking
hard
demon.
evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a nothing burger. I think it's something that I think they're trying to gauge the public's reaction to like letting this shit out. And I think for the most part, from what I can see, people just don't seem to like really care, or they're just not paying attention to it. You know what I mean? Like aliens are just like the least of anyone's fucking worries. Like, okay, whether they're there, they're not there, who gives a fuck? You know, like
So
most people look right past it.
I have a question. Do you think that's by design? Is that's on purpose, right? I mean, they don't want us to think or talk about it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, because they spent so much time kind of making it taboo, right, and moving it out of the public discourse. So I would say now they're kind of bringing it up, but I don't know. It's like a cock tease, dude. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
some chick at the party who's like into you, but she ain't into you.
Like
You
a
know?
burlesque dancer or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh man, it's just. Do you think that the world could handle the truth though? Like even if they tried to be honest with us and like tried to show us the truth, do you think people could handle it?
Yeah, yeah. So here's the thing, right? I think whether you say there's aliens or not, right? I think if tomorrow we find out like there's aliens, right? Like people are gonna react the way like, and a lot of it's gonna be like, "Holy fuck, there's aliens," or "I knew it," or like, "No, it's fucking demons," right? Like, so that's what we're gonna have. But yeah, society is not gonna break down into like pandemonium, or it's not gonna collapse. People aren't gonna stop going to work. What would happen is we'd probably get a hold of some cool technology, because then it would be like your fucking basic ass carburetor fucking engine is, way out of tech line.
But if you think about how when they rolled out the COVID pandemic, everybody just ate that shit up. So it's no different. You know what I mean? They're just gonna eat this shit up too.
Yeah, maybe. I guess it depends on like what they release and how they release it. Like the shit that they released the other day that just looked like vibrators and shit, right? And a
Okay.
lot of like nothing. Like that's not gonna do it, right? Um, and maybe that was to kind of see what the reaction was, like the hunger for it or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, you got to put something on the table. But we've been hearing this shit for how long too, right? Like, because remember
Yeah.
we were gonna have like a spaceship that was gonna be here by like fucking Thanksgiving or whatever, and then
Oh
like
yeah,
what
yeah,
happened
yeah.
to that, right?
The comet. I forget the name.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's just all mind control, right? Like it's all about controlling your mindset and religion. To be quite honest, it's all about controlling a religious narrative. You know.
but like so, what what is the purpose, right? Like I guess how are they gonna utilize it? Are they gonna say, okay, now the aliens are here and we've told you that there's aliens. So now from this point forward, that means
Well,
blank.
to think about this. Think about how many people, like when they rolled out the COVID stuff. Think about how many people just jumped in line to get, the shot. Think about how many people were first in line to buy the mask. Let's not even talk about the fucking toilet paper. I mean, that shit's crazy in itself. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And but I think, and this is just maybe my opinion, is that it's no different. And what they're going to do right now is they're going to make it look like, oh my God, you got to stay in your house. Don't go outside because you'll see the fucking terrible aliens that are going to destroy us or this, that. It's a control thing. And I feel like it all ties together with the 15-minute cities and the just, stay in your home and the universal basic income. And it just seems like it's all coming together. Like, it seems like the web they've been weaving is coming together.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think it feels orchestrated, right?
Yes,
Very orchestrated.
1000%. 1000%. And that's kind of what I want to get into with this hantavirus stuff. Does this not seem contrived to you? Like, am I the only one that looks at this going, what the fuck? I mean,
No. So I started searching it earlier just to kind of see, the world's pulse on it earlier, and you could see that like the media is trying to like hype this thing up, right? While it's being said like you don't have to worry about human transmission for this shit, right? Like Moderna's all like, "Hey, I got a vaccine over here," right? So their stock shoots up, and you see all these media outlets running stories about how we're now up to 17 people have been infected, and like what was it, 3 died or some shit, like
well, yeah, they say 17, and I have some clips here that I want to get into on these numbers.
right.
17, they say in Nebraska arrived. But if you
And
remember,
evacuated from the cruise.
they said there was 33 on this cruise ship.
Mhm.
So, like, I mean, why they're always throwing these same fucking numbers at us? Like, it
Yeah.
never changes. Why wasn't there fucking 18
So
people in Nebraska today?
so check this out, right? Do you know why they use 33?
Because it encompasses the whole triangle. Like, it covers every angle, right? Like, is
No,
it?
no, no. Because it's a transformative number. Okay? So at 32 degrees, right? And 33 degrees with water, what happens?
It
What's the
freeze.
difference from
It
one?
freeze.
Right. What's the difference? That single degree, that 33 gets you there, right? Like it is a transformative number. That's why with Jesus died at what age? 33, right? And it was man and God incarnated on earth, right? There's a transition that happens there. So when you see these things like COVID, etc., that 33, that's them explaining to them everybody like this is a big transition. This is something that will is meant to transform. So that's how that works.
Yeah. But I mean, what are the numeric possibilities
Mhm.
of them being able to use the same numbers every time? Like, it's just mathematically not possible, right?
Right. No. But that's why they do it because the average person doesn't pay attention to that, right? The average person isn't like fucking charting this along. It's only
Okay,
like the
okay.
conspiracy
But
theorists.
so,
And
so
shit
let me
that
ask you a
do.
question. You know, like the theory goes, like I bought a yellow truck and now all I see is yellow trucks or whatever. Like, because you're more aware of it. But don't you think, like, when these numbers keep popping up like this, that people are going to step back and say, "Oh, I've seen this number before. Oh shit, this is the same number I've seen." Like, I mean,
No, because they've been doing it for decades and decades and 100 years. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
nobody's caught on because people don't think that long. Like what? Maybe fucking 2 weeks. They can keep a handful of things in their head. You know, the last thing they're thinking about is all the 33s. As a matter of fact, that's why it's used because it has a ideology or a symbol that kind of goes with it, even amongst them, but how people perceive things, you know, like it makes them feel
Yeah.
validated, I guess. But
It's just amazing, because you would think by now that people would be more aware because I feel like I'm an old school conspiracy theorist. Like I've been, awake or woke for a long time, probably since the 1900s, and just to have people sit back and not even question things today is just amazing to me. Like how can you not look at the weirdness? Like what are you?
well, even the way they're taught in school is different, right? So they're not taught to think, and that's what like TikTok and all this shit does. It's meant to tone down their thinking. It's meant to reduce their attention span, right? Like they're being trained and conditioned, just like when they trained and conditioned people to get into the classroom so you can fucking be a good little factory worker, right? Now they're gonna teach you how to be a good little zombie, right? Like you will, yeah, we're cooked, dude. We're cooked.
So I think what's interesting is like you have things like the WHO, the World Health Organization.
Mhm.
They're putting out these tweets right here. Confirmed 53 news cases of hantavirus in the world. That's the whole world.
Mhm.
The whole world is 53.
Yep.
So that number is such a small number. Why is this even news?
Because
53 people out of 7 billion, whatever they
because
say.
they're doing like a test run. They want to see how people react to it, right? They want to see like do people talk about it like, it's something that's on their radar that they're worried about, do they seem compliant? Does it have teeth? That's what they're testing. Now right now nothing's going to happen, but they if it could catch some traction, you would see like the story change or whatever. But they're just throwing something out there, just kind of watching the public's take on it, how they react, gauge it, check it off. Okay, this is where we're at. This is what we got to do. You know, like I'm sure you've seen the thing where it says Hanta in Hebrew means fake.
Yes. I want to get into that.
Yeah. So, unlike a lot of people, I went in right away. I went to verify that, right? Like, is that true or is that some shit? Because all of a sudden, everybody on social media is like saying it like they're a fucking like Hebrew scholar or something, right? Like, fucking okay. But yeah, so to be honest, it is true. Hanta, which is pronounced in Hebrew, chanta, means nonsense, a scam, a lie, something fake, garbage, right? Like, not good. So that is true. Hanta does mean that. It's funny how that works out. Much like NASA and those things, huh?
It's not funny though. Like when you think about it, like at the end of the day, it's really not that funny when you start learning about these things, the numbers and the numerology and they do things on certain dates and they harvest energy by, collecting luge and this and that, it's like it's not funny. Like it's fucking scary is what it is.
Yeah.
You know? Like what one thing that really bothers me, Templar, is like, you and I come on these podcasts and we talk about this stuff because we're interested in it and because we have an opinion about it. We have our own thoughts about it, But you take the mainstream media and listen to this fucking nonsense garbage that Fox did when talking to this person here. Let me pull it back here. Dr. Brendan Jackson, I guess is this lady. But I mean, listen to the media in this thing here.
All right.
Can you guarantee that no American will catch this virus from the passengers who returned to the United States?
I just want to emphasize that our top priority across all levels of government here and partners is the health and safety of the passengers and their communities, and that's what we're working constantly to address through all the measures that we're putting in place.
So you can guarantee no American will catch this virus from these returning passengers?
There are no guarantees in life. We're putting as many measures in place as possible to ensure that people are safe and healthy, and we keep the community safe and healthy as well.
Just speaking on behalf of our staff and the capabilities that we have, we will guarantee that every single precaution that can be taken to keep the communities and our staff healthy, and of course to keep these passengers healthy, will be taken.
Can you guarantee?
So, I mean, those are fucking stupid questions. Why the fuck is our media even saying that? Like,
because can we have a pandemic, please? Is there a chance that we can have a pandemic? That's a gotcha question, right? Like, can you absolutely guarantee it? You can't. Oh,
dude, hey, Templar, can we fucking go to war, but you promise me no one dies? What the fuck is that, dude? Like, I mean, dude, it's like it gets me a little excited, Templar. And I'll tell you why is because, these people go to school to become journalists and this is like what they are seeking out to do with their life. And, and then what? They come to a corporation owned by fucking Disney that says, oh, you're going to have to just say this now. Like, are they like, how do you get wrapped up into that where you just say, okay, I'm going to fucking just talk about bullshit. I'm just going to ask like, haha, can you guarantee that nobody's going to get the fucking virus? What the fuck?
because
These are supposed to be the professionals.
yeah, there's no such thing as real media anymore, right? So like all that's been dismantled and by intent, right? Because it's people are already low informed and they'll be lower informed now. Because all it would take is just a little bit of looking up and you would find out that this shit like got isolated in 1978, right? And it comes from field mice, right? It goes from mice,
Right, rats.
right? And then humans catch it from rats, right? But human to human transmission is not really a thing, okay?
Right.
So everybody who wants to worry like there's going to be a pandemic, No, not unless you're like swimming in fucking mice and shit, and you know what I mean. So there's that aspect, right? Like, it's not even a real concern. It's not even a real fucking pandemic. Yet everybody's running with it like it is. Moderna's making a fucking vaccine like they expect like fucking mice to overrun the nation, and now everybody has to hurry up and go get their vax.
Well, that's another thing. They say that this is a side effect of the COVID vaccine.
Right. And so I looked at that as well, right? And so
Okay.
and then we have who was it? Reuters. Reuters went on a fact check, and it's the way they hit this shit, right? Because what you're talking about is like on page 4 where it has the hantavirus. And what that thing is like people who got the vaccine, these are all the bad shit that they also got either right after or whatever, right? This got entered into the system on them. So hantavirus is on there, but yet like the media will try to say, well, like it's not a byproduct of it. Well, okay, but it's
It's just like the easy answer, though, right? That's like the easy cop out answer is just, oh well, they're not associated. I
right.
mean,
But it's the words they use. They just play like scummy, like play on words, right? And then they count on nobody going and looking on their own. And
well,
as
it's
soon as
just
you
like
go
the
and you look
numbers
at this
too.
shit,
It's the same as the numbers too. Like I don't believe that the numbers that they say these 17s and 33s they put out there. I don't believe those are fucking accurate either. I think those are just fucking made up media numbers that they want to put out there to control their fucking narrative. You know? Like they said that what was it? 33 people on this Arctic cruise got the Hanta virus. 33 of them, and one of them just happened to own the fuck.
if it doesn't transmit from human to human, right? How the fuck did 33 people get it? I get it if maybe
Right.
like a couple, but if you got to come in contact with the rodent shit and whatever, so maybe a couple places on the ship weren't cleaned properly and you got that exposure, but enough for 33 people? That sounds like it's full of shit to me.
Yeah, and then the magic number of the people arriving in Nebraska, 17.
Right,
Like,
17.
well, I mean, what the fuck, dude? Like, I feel like they're just throwing it in our face and laughing at us, saying, you know what? We're gonna give you the fucking same shit every fucking time. You're gonna eat it up and you're gonna love it. Like, I mean, seriously, like, what? Why not 14 people in Nebraska? Now there's got to be 17.
And this story is going to be one of those that just like disappears, right? Like one day we're hearing about how all these people are catching it and to be worried, and then just like it won't be in the newspaper the next day. It won't be reported in the news the next day over and over again. It'll just kind of fall off the charts.
Yeah. It's just incredible to me. We see all these stories. Let me see. I have some more, I think, with the Hanta here. Like, I mean, this is how crazy it's getting already. Like, let's look at this post right here. Nurse Patsy, shout out to Patsy Diabetes. Love your fucking handle, by the way. This is outrageous. Not a single person on my flight is masked up while we're in the middle of a double pandemic, COVID plus hantavirus. I politely informed the flight attendant that this is super spreader event. She just shrugged and walked away. I've already filed a formal complaint with the FAA and the CDC. This is reckless and cannot stand. Masks saves lives. The science is settled on that. So, I mean, here we are in 2026. We done survived COVID-19, most of us, and this is supposed to be a nurse.
Yep.
I mean,
You know what I say? Fuck these people, right? Absolutely with a broomstick.
Couldn't agree
Fuck
more.
these people, okay? And here's my problem. Nurse fucking Cratchit over there, right?
Yeah.
Like
No, nurse
this bitch
diabetes. Let's call her
is
Nurse Diabetes because that's what she fucking
fine.
put her handle as. Patsy Diabetes. Let's call her Nurse Diabetes.
Yeah, I was thinking of the nurse from One Flew Over a Cuckoo's Nest. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
but that's what we're in.
like this people like this woman, right? They don't get into healthcare because they want to heal you and that they're concerned about you. They get into healthcare because they want to have control and they want to have power. And some
And
of these
money.
people in COVID times, like on flight attendants and fucking people in hospitals and doctors, got this like weird surge of fucking power, the power of the mask and the power of fucking virtue signaling and all that shit. And they made life hell. And they want to go back to that, right? Where, nope, you can't come through the drive-thru if you don't put on your mask. You got to have your mask on to come through the drive-thru. All that stupid shit was all about just like fucking personal like power, on these, fuck these people, dude. Fuck these people. Fuck them, dude. I would blow my nose on their fucking shirt before I'd fucking put on a mask. I'm not playing the fucking pandemic bullshit again. Like, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck these people.
Dude, Templar, you're fired up today, brother.
Dude, I'm telling you, dude. Fucking COVID was already, it was so horrible and bullshit. But to, like, see somebody like that, like, it's like a fucking, it's got the bib and the burqa and the fucking knife and the fork, like at the dinner table, just fucking ready. Like, can we have a pandemic, please? And it's like, no. And she's all like, oh, I'm sending a fucking complaint to the FCC and the FAA because I want you guys to all be scared and I want to have some control and some say-so and put on your fucking mask. Fuck, dude. Yeah, I just can't, man. Thank you, Galactic.
But dude, like this is mainstream Mondays. Like what? How do we get all on the like a level that we're not falling to this bullshit anymore? Like
well, you can't. You know why? Because 54% of the U.S. adults read below the equivalent of a 6th grader. Okay? Fucking 4th graders today. A 4th grader today is functionally illiterate. Okay? They can't read. In 4th grade now. Okay? Fucking 21% of adults are completely illiterate. 28% of them, of U.S. adults aged 16 to 65, score at a level 1 on literacy, dude. So the people that you're talking to online that have opinions, that vote, like, most of them can't even fucking read. Right? Like, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
well, I mean, these online surveys said that I have a 69 IQ, Templar. So, like, I don't know what that means. Like what? Like, I mean, are you just talking to a dummy right now?
Yeah, I guess, right? No, but isn't that funny? Isn't it funny the way they like try to gauge that shit, dude? Like,
It really is. But you know what though? I'm with you though. Like, these numbers like you just put out there, like they're legit. We are dumbing down as a society. Like if you remember during COVID, we all fell for this shit right here. Let me pull this up. One second. The media mostly tries to sell us these videos, and look at this. Who could forget this?
oh yeah, yeah.
Dude's in a body bag smoking. Like, you remember that? Like,
Yep. Or what about all the fucking nurses that had the time to learn choreographed dance sequences and shit, right? Or to cry because they just lost another patient, right? Because everything's overrun. But you got time to learn a fucking choreographed dance fucking thing? Get the fuck out of here. I was in grade school, right? Like, it took us like a month to do the fucking school play. And that was some super amateur shit. So when you're all doing like, and all that shit together, somebody had to fucking learn it, and you did it on the clock, right? Because you're working double shifts, because fucking night and day, like, come on.
Templar, what was your role in the play?
Which one?
I don't know. You just said you were in the school play, so I just thought I'd ask.
Oh yeah, I was like one of the three kings in one of them. I don't know. I did a few different ones. Oklahoma, I had a part. I don't know.
I think you'd be a good king, Templar. I'll give you that. You'd be a
Thanks.
good king.
I'd at least be a fair king.
A pharaoh king?
A fair king.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really think anything's gonna come more from this Hanta. I think it's just a media topic right now. I think it's just more distraction from
Well,
things. Go ahead.
it's advertisement. That's what it is. So the media is acting essentially as an advertising arm for like Moderna. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
what's going to happen is all these people that are fucking stupid and don't realize that the odds of them getting hantavirus from another human really doesn't fucking exist because that's not how it spreads are going to go out because this is the new pandemic and they're going to get their little fucking hantavirus vaccine and that's what's happening. They're going to make some money and then the pharmaceutical companies buy ad times on the fucking news companies and so the news companies just fucking, like during the COVID time, Pfizer fucking paid for damn near everything, right? Like fucking, so of course they're going to roll with that.
You know what I heard that kind of scares me the slightest is that they say that people get these diseases from like cans. People drink canned soda, and that's how like these rats run across these cans, and that's how they're getting these diseases or whatever. And that, I mean, dude, a lot of people drink fucking soda from the can. Is that how it gets transmitted to humans? I don't fucking know, but that's the only thing that really scares me about it, like being able to go rampant. But also, I'm aware that it's just a fucking facade, as it's said in Hebrew, a sham, a fucking lie, a scam, or whatever the fuck Hanta translates to. But I mean, I can see it happening, or how they're gonna try to sell it. At the very least.
Hey, and mark that definition by the way, because how long till it gets a fucking revamp, right? Like remember Nickelodeon when you used to Nickelodeon, it would say "I care not of God" or "I care not for God." That's what it translates to in Latin. And then after a while, when you would go to like translate it, they took it away and then they did a fact check. That's all like, no, that doesn't mean this. So how long until Hanta doesn't mean a lie or scam or whatever,
Yeah. It's coming, man, and it's just crazy to me that it's not like this is the first time in history that they've had an event like this, and people like us have commented and talked about it. It's just like they keep using the same script and playing the same plays over and over again. I mean, this is worse than a fucking NBA script. I talk about basketball on another podcast. I mean, it's no different. It's just all fucking scripted nonsense.
Well, they trauma bond us, right? So my thoughts are like the next thing that happens, the next is gonna be like something like a fucking mini nuke going off in like a fucking city kind of shit, right? Like it's gonna be something big.
Hold on. Sorry to cut you off, but I want to point out that Galactic Chorus says right here, Hantavirus was last seen in 1993. How many years ago was that? 33.
Da, 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 da. Look at that. Nice.
So it is what it is. So I'm sorry to cut you off, Temple. He posted that.
No.
You can point it out. Cram asks if it's Yiddish or Hebrew. I believe it's Hebrew.
Yeah, Hebrew.
Poppy Garcia. Poppy, hey, did you get those cards in the mail, Poppy, that I sent you? The vax will likely be shedding all over us. I mean, they already are. Yes, I agree, Poppy. Templar's chair needs a lube job.
Sorry.
Yeah. But, oh, man, you got anything else on this fucking silly virus?
But
it's probably just a scare tactic to...
Yeah, I'm not going to play along with it. I would advise others don't. However, just know this, okay? Just know this. I'm not going to play along because I believe whatever they're doing is full of shit. But just watch them be some really sadistic motherfuckers and play like the double bluff where they're all like, now we're gonna release some super deadly shit, and they're gonna think we're bluffing, and that's gonna wipe out like the majority of us, and then the left ones will be the idiots, and then they'll take them over. But I
You
hope
know what?
that's not the case.
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go ahead and share this video. But I think that what this video points out is this bitch is fucking. She talks about this like it's COVID. It's the same fucking script. It's the same shit. Like, oh my God, how can we even believe this? Julia Burks is her name. Dr. Julia Burke.
Caution people, because when we say human to human transmission, we're talking about people who develop symptoms. But because we're not testing populations with RNAs, we don't really know whether there are subclinical cases. So there could be more human to human transmission than we actually see. It's never good to track viruses through symptoms. We should be tracking viruses through blood tests like PCR. We've learned that with COVID. Extraordinarily helpful. Many universities were able to open and schools were able to open because they provided weekly testing, and it really prevented spread. So we know how to deal with these viruses. We just need to move into the 21st century and make testing more widely available to those who need it. And I caution people.
Oh my God.
When we say
Fuck her. That's what they did during COVID. Just pause it for a second. That's what they did during COVID, right? They fucking they had everyone get PCR tested, and then they cranked up the fucking sensitivity, so everything came down with COVID, right? Your fucking iguana had COVID. Your shit had COVID. Didn't matter. Everything had COVID.
Well, I think what's funny is what she said there is they don't fucking know. They're basically talking out of their fucking ass. Basically, what's going on here, and it's funny that in the last episode of the Pick Is In podcast with Haywood, we talked to Flex from Jersey, and we talked about how these athletes get trained in media. It's no different than these fucking doctors. They're being trained in fucking media and told how to say things and what to say. Yeah. It's no fucking different.
Right, because like you're saying, she has nothing to support that stance. But she's trying to like dredge it up like it's something you need to be concerned of, like she has something more to it. Because these people want that, right? Like they want to have that authority and control over you. By the way, like thank God we got out of the fucking NWO, right? However, did you see that? Yeah, did you see the picture of fucking old boy and his fucking Daisy Dukes, the fucking head of the General Assembly of the World Health Organization?
No.
You see that dude in his fucking little Daisy Duke bullshit?
No, you got something? You want to pull it up? I haven't
hold on.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I have this up in my thing and I can get it right over to you. Dude,
It's all
let
good.
me show you something.
While you're pulling it up, I'm just going to go ahead and plug the phone booth podcast.substack.com. Go there. You can find all the best podcasts, starting with the phone booth, which is why we're all here. These guys just put out the best fucking episodes and talk about all the deepest, darkest subjects that you could ever want to talk about. There's 143 episodes of that, so go check out all of them in numerical order, one by one. And then also check out the Philosopher King podcast with the great Jonas Stormrider, who hopefully, maybe he'll be here joining us shortly. I don't know. And then we got the Here's the Thing podcast. Dude, I had a great chat with Cheney this past week. This might be one of the best podcasts I've ever done with Cheney. And not only is she the first female to come on the Here's the Thing podcast, what an amazing conversation. It's also the longest podcast I've ever done. So I'm pretty excited about that one coming out tomorrow. We got the Pick Is In, the Translucid, Dualistic. Dude, what's going on with Mind of Madness?
Well, my computer was dropped for a while and I didn't have the studio. I got it back, but I'd be up and going. Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited because all the stuff you've been putting out since you started the Mind of Madness has just been phenomenal, man. So I look forward to seeing some more from the mind of the madman himself.
Yeah. Can't take anything too serious.
Right? Let's see. Let me get into some comments here. Poppy Garcia. Yes, I did. Snoop one was autographed. Oh shit, you got an autographed card, Poppy. That's nice. So, dude, shout out to Windy City Sports Cards. They sent me some stuff to give away, and I gave away some of these packs of cards on the Pick is In, and Poppy Garcia won them, and they said 1 in 10 packs is autographed, and he got an autograph one, man. That's fucking awesome,
No shit. Look at that. That's
yeah,
awesome. Hell
that's
yeah,
awesome.
dude.
What I send you 3 packs? I think it's 3 packs I sent. So that's fucking awesome, dude. Congratulations, Poppy. Let's see.
That's awesome.
Galactic. Cram could be conditioning. Cram says, I knew it was mouse poop related years ago. It's literally impossible to spread like people are talking unless we're being sprayed
Right.
with rat feces. Yeah, yeah. That spray
Right.
is another topic.
Oh,
And
and sorry.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Import the third world and we'll see new shit. I've seen bugs here in Indiana that belong in Haiti. What the fuck is Haiti? I think she
I
means
think you
Haiti.
mean Haiti.
Hey,
Yeah.
he means Haiti. I'm like,
Hey, I
um,
sent you that video, by the way, in on X.
okay.
That, just so you know.
I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on 1 second. Is that that's the World Health dude?
Yeah, that's the head of the, ladies and gentlemen, the Health of the World Health Organization. You're welcome. Yes. Oh,
Dude.
and check this out, okay? Not only is that just fucking disgusting and stomach turning, right? But if you look at this guy's fucking credentials, like look up his name. Like the guy's like a fucking a veterinarian or some shit. Like he's not even a fucking medical doctor. Same thing, like the head of Pfizer, he was a veterinarian. And
How does
like,
he feel about ivermectin?
exactly, right? But these fucking people, dude, they're in charge of like the health for everybody. Right? Like
and nobody elected them either.
No, yeah, they're in administrative positions, dude. But that, dude, like why do they have to be so broken? Like why can't we have normal fucking people overseeing like things anymore, right? Like what happened if we no worries, I'm not offended.
do you think there are no more normal people left? Like all us normies, are we the normies? Like
I
I
think so.
know we joke and talk about these things a lot, saying, "Oh, these normies don't understand shit like that." But are we the normies? Like,
Yeah, I think you're gonna just see more and more of a stretch of NPCs in the system, and then the free thinkers and the people have been woken up, and you're just gonna see a fucking chasm between it. There won't be no middle ground.
ugh, man, it's just fascinating. They just really hit us from every angle, and they don't stop, and it's never going to stop, and it's all by design. Like it just, oh man, like yeah, I get fired up like you too, man. Like I'm tired of being lied to. I'm tired of having it thrown in my face. Like lie to me, fine, but don't shove it in my face and just expect me to accept it like that. You
Right.
know, thank you, sir. May I have another? That's not what this is.
Yeah.
You know.
And unfortunately, we're at the point where they can and they do just disregard our considerations, right? Like at this point, I don't think we can really say that there's many things that are going, like pro the average American right now. The economy is in the shitter. Gas is fucking up. Groceries are up. Fucking bills go up, right? Jobs are, like fucking being lost to AI, Fucking you can't ever even get a nice blue fucking sky outside on your day off or a weekend or whatever, because there's always got to be some fucking shit sprayed. But no, that's just condensation. You're a conspiracy theory. Like, and that's the other thing, dude. Like, just they don't even try to lie in a convincing way, right? They're
Right.
just like insulting with it, They just throw the most absurd fucking lie, and it's like take it or leave it. And I'm tired. I'm tired of that too, Like fuck
Dude,
that.
well, I remember like when I first got into this shit back in the early aughts, which is the 2000s. For those that don't know what the motherfucking aughts are, it's the 2000s. Like I remember back then saying they throw it in our face now, and that's 20 fucking years ago, 20 plus years ago, and they're doing it even more prevalent today. Like, we didn't have, we had the internet back then, and we had, ways to communicate with people, but social media wasn't what it is today. We didn't have things like YouTube, back then, but they were still throwing it in our face back then.
Yeah. For as good as social media has been to like disperse knowledge and kind of wake people up, it's also been equally detrimental on just fucking wiping people out when it comes to like thinking or having faith like in themselves, like being able to be like, yeah, I can accomplish this. Like everything is now to the point where you either gotta seek approval of what you want to do from somebody, or it has to be like allowed. You know what I mean? Like the individualism is just under attack. It seems to be under attack. Damn, we have become cowards.
Yeah. I want to throw out, everybody needs to put in the comments hashtag phone booth. You can steer the conversation in the second half of this episode. I apologize for not throwing it out there earlier, but if you want to join in the conversation and throw a topic at us, type in hashtag phone booth. We also have the other, you want to describe it? Go ahead.
Yeah, so don't forget, we also have the X Town Hall that goes on. So that's on the second half, I think at 6:30.
You know what? I'm gonna
Eastern
pull
time,
up
right?
while you're talking about it. I'm gonna pull up the flyer while you're talking about it.
Sure. What that is that's a way to give you guys a voice, right? So anyone, we'll send out the link in the comment section. You'll get pulled up. You can come on the mic, or you can just, you could talk with your camera on too. You can promote your account. If there's a cause, something that's important to you that you're trying to get attention to, go ahead and like let people know, right? It gives you a voice to get something out, right? And it gives an opportunity for eyes to be on you. So we do that every week now. And as long as you don't just come up and just say like 1, you can say whatever the fuck you want, right? Like as long as you're not threatening anyone and you're like not breaking the X rules, your message could be whatever. It could straight up be, I have the best account. I post this many times a day. Look, so do your thing, Trying to give people a voice.
Do your thing. Yeah, man. Dude, how crazy was it last week?
Yeah, with Jacob.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Holy
Dude.
cow. I mean,
And then the guys had him on the other night for
Yes.
the main phone booth show. Like, and I mean, I don't know if you've been watching, but I mean, they're just going. So yeah, that was wild.
I just can't believe like how much like this guy has endured and gone through, like, with these people. Like it's just incredible. Like, I mean, I don't know if you remember, like in last week in that last half hour, I was just blown away, like speechless, just listening to him talk. I think all of us were speechless, just listening to him. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, dude. Like if you go into listening to Jacob like not knowing what to expect, like it's gonna fuck you up for a second. It's gonna take you a minute to get your bearings, you know. But when you realize like everything that that guy has been through, right? The access that he's had, but just like the shit that he's been through as a person, you know, like it's hard to not be able to empathize and to feel that as like a human, right? Like it's and he's very honest about the way he's not sugarcoating anything. He's not trying to make himself look like some special saint or anything like that, you know, which is all the more reason that it's like so powerful, you know.
Yeah. It gets me thinking about things, you know, it gets me thinking about people like Candace Owens and some of the things. Like I was just reading the other day that she was part of some Israeli talent agency back in the day. And so was like people like Scott Pressler and some of these other people out there, you know. Um, I forget where I was going, but you know, it just it makes you wonder about these people. You know, you never really know. Like, and that leads us to our next topic of Nick Fuentes. You know, and like I've always been kind of skeptical of Fuentes. Like, I've never really know. Same thing with Candace Owens. Like I'm saying, I don't know what to believe and who to trust and whatnot. It's like, both of them, Nick and Candace specifically, they both say a lot of sexy things that make me go, okay, cool, yeah, they're cool, But then you find out these other things, like I was saying about Candace being a part of that Israeli talent agency. Now Nick Fuentes, is he just a FBI psyop? This that, like, can't there just be fucking someone real?
No, and I guess I'm glad in a way that this is happening the way it is because people need to learn about like people like Nick, right? Like how many times are we going to do this? Because, when the Charlie Kirk shit happened, Nick was the guy coming out like, "Oh, if you don't believe that fucking Robinson killed Charlie, then you're an
Well, so was
idiot," and blah blah
Candace.
blah.
So
Right?
was
Yeah.
Candace.
Right. But uh Nick was anti, you know what I mean? He was kind of fighting against it. And you see these people show themselves time and time and time again, right? But then what happens is everyone continues to forget. In a couple weeks, a month, whatever, Nick will, I don't know, get into it with fucking, I don't know, Ben Shapiro, Randy Fine, somebody that this side doesn't like, and he'll totally own them. And then people will then be like, "Oh, yay, welcome back, Nick. Glad you're part of," you know what I mean? And they just like go over the shit over and over and over. Like this shit happened with Nick Fuentes. This shit has happened with Alex fucking Jones. Like all these guys keep showing you who they are, but people just like continue to just like go through the cycle. Like they forget and then they repeat, then they forget and then they repeat.
I was just trying to find the video of Nick Fuentes in the club after he signed that $1 million deal or whatever he did just a few months ago, if you remember.
Yeah, yeah. The Mark Levin, the same thing by the
Mark
company
Levin,
that
is that?
worked for Levin or whatever was their old sponsor. They sponsored him before or whatever. Yeah.
Oh man, it just seems like there's nobody that's fighting the good fight. It seems like everybody gets bought and paid for, and and I hate the sounds like such a Debbie Downer or a negative Nancy or whatever you want to call it. Like it's just discouraging. I don't mean to sound so down and discouraged, but man, like,
Yeah. No.
can we get a beacon of opium? I mean,
Yeah.
and
So
if you fucking try to tell me that Trump is that beam of opium, I'm gonna fucking lose it.
no, I feel you. And I run into the same things, right? Because like fucking so like let's say Candace, right? Like right now, she seems to be one of the major beacons kind of like fighting against these guys or whatever, right? But then there's a cynical side of me for as much as I like Candace, and I like Candace. I'm Team Candace. If there's such a thing, right? But uh, she very well could be Control F. You know what I mean? Like she could very well be the person meant to play the role that she is, right? So you you can't ever be sure, right? You got to look into things on your own, and you got to, but that's the best you can do. You know what I mean? Be like, okay, I've done my due diligence on this person. Overall, I think they're more honest than not. But yeah, dude, like these days, who fucking knows, dude? You know, like they have these fucking people as sleepers. You know, look at the Jack Phobic and fucking Laura Loomer and fucking, all those guys. So
The what was it? Remember the binder group that they all got the
yeah,
white binders?
yeah,
You
for the
know?
Epstein files. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh.
libs of TikTok and all that. Yeah, it's like you
Is
wait
that
around
so?
and Tim Pool. Look at him. Look what the fuck he did. Try to go in on Candace and it's like, dude, you just destroyed everything you had going for your fucking self. Like.
Do you think she's destroying her own reputation by, pursuing things like the what's the French president's supposed
Macron?
wife? Yeah,
Bridget
like,
Macron?
yeah. Do you think she's just destroying her
No.
own credibility, like with
Like
stuff like that?
did you see that documentary series she has? Like a 5-part document series?
I saw the first episode of it, but then I never saw the others, and they don't even come into my algorithm, and not even into my feed. And you would think they would,
So
like.
there is more than enough of a case there, like that it's not just that it's like made up bullshit, right? Like there's this it seems to be legit. So I don't think that necessarily hurts her because when you look at her body of work, I'm like, what led her to that conclusion? By the time you're looking at it, you're kind of like, yeah, I think that's the brother too, right? Because it's not just that she has a penis; it's the identity swap that went there, and
Hmm.
then there's
Yeah.
the inappropriate relationship with Trudeau and her that doesn't get fucking highlighted, although it should because it's really fucked up no matter what side of the fence you're on.
It really is. Like they just spin it. That's part of the media, working with the media, being trained in media.
Yeah,
Um
and I think what more people are learning is just that how much of the media, even the independent media, is on the take. That isn't what they thought. Like you think it's just one dude, on an account like you or me, but no, sometimes it's multiple people running that account or that person's part of another network or a
well,
group and shit.
people often talk about, like could we all just be manipulated by the media and whatnot, and they say that it would be a big feat. Like, how do you get everybody on the same page, to agree, with this? But it's really not. When you think about the vast majority of media is owned by what, three companies, four, three, there's three or four. It used to be 60 something or 70
Right.
something. Now it's down to like fucking three.
Yep.
So
And
that only takes three people to get in a room and say, hey, this is the spin we're putting on this. Put it out
and
to your people.
and the same thing happens on X, right? You ever notice like somebody
Yeah.
posts something and all of a sudden everybody has reposted that story and that story is all of a sudden everywhere. It went from I don't know what the fuck that is to everybody's an expert, everybody's sharing it, everybody has an angle on it, like that is coordinated, like there's
Yeah.
messaging there and then other people, like get involved with it.
That's Monarch Mind Control or whatever, It's ugh. Let me get into some of these comments real quick.
Thank you, Shiva.
Galactic Core, where's the Galactic Core podcast thingy? Dude, you tell us. You want to start a podcast? I know some people. Hit us up.
Yeah. Also, come on up. afterwards on the
No worries, I'm not offended. The parasite class has fooked me over since birth. I have female collarbones. I'm pissed and consent to this shit. Oh, good. Poppy Garcia, the world is ran by butt fucking freaks. That is seems to be the story. Like every turn that you come to, yeah, I mean, even with this Jacob Ingles, that just came on, like that's all he talked about was like this shit. Like, it's just like, is that the thing? Is that the political thing? Is just a bunch of gay fucking sex? I mean, they said it about Bohemian Grove back in the day. It was just a bunch of whatever the quote was. Was it Nixon that said it?
yeah. So and I think it is. That's why like I'm not overly surprised by it because I just assume pretty much most of the top conservative accounts. Because I mean, it's been that way in Hollywood. You find out it's that way with like athletes. With fucking singers. Why the fuck wouldn't it be that way for political pundits? Right? Like
Yeah.
because that's how they bend them. They all have that fucking weird sexual depravities, so it just makes it easier to get them in line or to
Hmm.
supply them with, fucking depraved people,
Yeah.
It is going to be a weird future.
Hey, everybody else, get your hashtag phone booths in there. Galactic Core got one in. I think
Yeah.
that's the only one I've seen. Maybe Cram, I think might have got one in there. But yeah, get your hashtag phone booths in there, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, what you want to talk about?
What you want to talk about, essay?
What you want to talk about?
Let me see here. Let me get into a couple more comments. I'd rather everyone embrace civil disobedience. That shit does damage without loss of life. A would-be
Right.
brother could not know any better and join arms with the oppressors. Hashtag ICE. Galactic says, yep. The human mind is not meant to harbor such traumatic memories. The meaning of life is simple, high vibrational memories, love, and experience. Tis simple. It is.
Right.
It is. Poppy. It's all fake and gay. It
Ain't
sure
that
is.
true? Oh yeah, it is.
It seems discouraging because we've been conditioned to worship numbers as a metric for impact. It is true. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I can remember people telling me, "Oh, number 7 is good. Like that's a good luck number." Shit like that. Like numerology's just been embedded in us, even if we didn't understand what it was.
Yep. Yeah. Tradition.
Galactic Core says all the good fighters are poor or fluked over at birth or after with mental warfare. We're all fucked over with mental warfare, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Cram says, I say something to someone and they say something to someone and it goes on or it stops, but I don't, with that one person, Fook Analytics can't do that with reality. What's an episteme
All
file?
numbers are good.
Never heard of them. We need to form communes way out in the woods and disconnect. That's not a bad idea. Reality in the realm is alive, and the more we plant them seeds, the more we gain power. They hate that, and it's going to continue.
Yep. Well, and I think so. If you don't mind, transition over into. I don't think. Yeah. So
What
I
up,
actually,
Shiba?
believe it or not, hold on. This is like crazy old man hair. I ended up letting it grow out, so I don't have any contracts to go through, so that's where it's at.
And you're younger than me too. I think
I'm
we talked
45.
about. Yeah, so am I. But you have a full head of hair. Look at me.
It looks like that, dude. It looks like that, but I promise you, it's all fucking graying and shit. I look like I'm 90 years old. People are
All
like,
right, just go on with your blessed hair life and just
yeah, yeah. So,
Oh
um,
man.
I want to segue over to the data centers.
Yeah,
Right.
let's get into it. Yep. I got some clips.
So, fucking, as everybody knows, like data centers are like a big thing now, right? There's like 3,000 that they plan to put across the United States. Okay, 3,000. There's 50 states, so divide fucking. I actually have a map thing that shows it, but anyways, is it Utah is putting in this data center that is 62 square miles.
Don't they already? Is this in addition to the one that they already have, or because Utah already has the largest data center in the country?
Yeah, no. They're making one that's 62 miles.
Oof.
There's actually going to be multiple. They got mid-size and then they got these mega ones. But I gave you some videos so you can hear like this is what it sounds like near these things. I found like 3 that showed a good thing on what it sounds like if you live near one of these data centers. Go on.
So basically, what that sound is all of the porn files that Ted Logan has been downloading through the server.
Dude, but that's fucking crazy, right? Like, it sounds like a jet turbine. And you can hear this like a mile out. So if you lived in one of these things, first and foremost, like lived near one of them, like, you're screwed, right? Like, you're not ever going to be able to fucking sleep at night. Dude, Ted needs to fucking, like, cut back on his porn consumption, bro.
Right?
It's a lot.
Dude, it is, right? That's gigawatts.
Lots of gigawatts. Speaking of which, so the 62 square mile data center, right? That's the Kevin O'Leary one, by the way. That's the one that I'm talking about. 62 square miles, right?
Kelly
700.
Kelly McCarty? Is it?
I'm not
Kelly,
sure.
Kelly McCarty from Michigan?
700 gigawatts, which is enough to power, it's like between 300 and 750,000 homes, right? Like, as far as space, like how big 62 miles is, if you take Washington, D.C., it's 68 square miles, and you just like knock out this one fucking edge, it's Washington, D.C. It's like 4 times Manhattan, right? It's bigger than the fucking city of San Francisco, right? And this is for a data center. This is one location. They're putting thousands of these around, right? So why do you need something that's 62 fucking miles? Like, think of the biggest mall. Think of Disneyland. Disneyland or Disney World, whatever it is only like fucking 32 miles square, and that's all of its property, and most of the fairground is on a plot that's much smaller, right? And these data centers are massively larger than these locations, even their property boundaries, by over a third.
Well, you know what my question is, Templar? Is how much fucking data do they need? You know what I mean? Like, you already fucking know everything about me. You already know what kind of fucking toilet paper I use. You already know what kind of fucking bidet I got fucking spraying water on my butt. Like, you already know everything about me. How much more do you need?
Well,
you know,
this
like,
is them putting the cuffs on you, right? This is the infrastructure for 6G. This is the infrastructure for the final system that the Internet of Things and everything is tied into. This is that infrastructure. And it's also the redundancies, right? So if somebody gets the smart idea that they're going to blow up a few of these fucking things, no problem, because we got the residual backups. You know what I mean? Like, that is what they're putting in place, right? And it's going to be in these, the majority are in rural areas, right? And that's going to push people into the cities, right? And
yeah, 15-minute
you already
city.
don't have fucking jobs or whatever, right? And these systems aren't going to be there to benefit you. You know, they're going to become burdens. Your water bill is going to go up. Your electricity is going to go up. Your quality of life and living is going to go down. Could you imagine hearing that shit? Can you imagine what the nature, you know, like the birds, squirrels, whatever in that area must be like? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, they're probably having fucking heart attacks, these fucking squirrels running around, you know, near these data centers. I got another video that you sent here, and I want to read the headline here. It says, hang on one second, why did it fucking come on? This is the noise currently coming from the 30 megawatt data center in, I don't even know how the fuck to say that, Dowagiac, Michigan. I'm not sure. Uh, Now imagine what it will sound like at 340 megawatts. So let's just see what this video sounds like here. Why is this not fucking the right thing on the tab? Okay, there we go. I mean, that's crazy.
Data centers in space. Yeah. No, it is fucking crazy, right? Like, the other thing is, why is it that normal individuals like you and I have to fucking flip the bill for these corporations who are going to come in and they're going to be able to make all this profit off that, right? But they're using your electricity. They're using your water. They're using your infrastructure. Your quality of life is going down. You get less, they get more. And it's just a fucking company. Like what makes them better than that whole fucking town or community? Like that's another conversation I think people need to start asking when it comes to corporations is like, what the fuck actually makes your company worth more than fucking my opinion?
So, this is kind of funny. Well, it's really not funny, but it's ironic. Yesterday was Mother's Day. And I went to dinner with my mother and my grandmother and my aunt. And on the drive home, I was speaking with my grandmother, and we were talking about some stuff. And there's, I guess, a friend. I don't know if he's a friend of the family or somebody that my family knows that works for a public library back in, I believe it's in Illinois, because, that's where we're from. And they were asked to remove all these books from the library. And I asked her, I said, is this a public library? And she said, yeah. I was like, well, how can the city ask to remove all of those? Because the city represents the people. So how the fuck is the city able to remove all of this information from public information? What the fuck? Like, and they're controversial books. A lot of it had to do with black people. Like, I mean, I'm not, trying to get racist on this podcast, but that's what he was asked to remove was a lot of books about black culture and black history and whatnot. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? What is that all about?
So, and that's funny because I can't think of the law off the top of my head. But oh yeah, it is. It's metal versus maybe brown. But basically, it says that the government cannot engage in viewpoint discrimination, right? Like they can't tell you that something is rude or something is crude, or they can't prevent you from getting a trademark, of two middle fingers or your cock.
You don't even have to go to that extreme. It's like them saying you can't wear a red shirt in the courthouse.
Right. I mean, it shouldn't be happening, and the problem is people don't know enough. Like, dude, if most people can't even read at a 6th grade level, right? Then do you think they understand the basics of civics, right? Like people interact like the president is got some fucking special wand and he makes everything happen or not, right? Although he's just the head of the executive branch. He's not a fucking dictator. He can't do magical shit, right? Like a lot of that falls on Congress, right? But for some reason, psychologically, people focus on the singular president, the head of the executive branch, thinking, like it's some special fucking thing, but it's not, and that's through like fucking poor education and, like.
Well, yeah. I mean, poorly educated people, want to blame the president for everything. And it makes no difference who the president is. It doesn't matter who's the president right now. It doesn't matter who was the last president in office. It's all the fucking same. We all want to blame that one person. But the sad reality is that it's not that person to blame. There's so many other variables that fall in line. Like, and it starts at voting at the community level, voting on the national level, and then, holding these people accountable. It's just like, I forget what post I saw earlier today. A friend of mine said something about, like something that people are going to accuse Trump of doing this and that. Well, when it was actually Democratic senators that asked, is the people coming to Nebraska from the cruise ship with the hantavirus. They were going to blame Trump for these people there, but no, it was Democratic senators asked Rubio or something to bring these people here. The 17, the alleged 17. But it's just like, you got to really look into this. Don't just point the finger without having, evidence to accuse someone, because it's 9 times out of 10, it's not, the executive office or the person at the helm of the executive office.
Right. Well, and federal law only covers so much, right? Like, people forget that you're a citizen of your state first and foremost, right? Like, and then there's a contract, and the Bill of Rights doesn't give you any rights. It limits powers to the federal government, But again, if people can't read at a 6th grade level, they sure can't understand how they're being fucked. They never get taught how to use money. They never get taught the things that are important, but you're definitely taught how to fucking buy the next raging set of Nikes, or, the hottest phone, or, the newest single.
And they purposely inbreed that shit into us. Like, it's, they want you distracted, so they just inject it into you. Let's get into the hashtag phone booth, where you can steer the conversation. So go ahead, get it in. I'm going to run the contest here. So you got 2 minutes. Get your hashtag phone booth, and you can steer the conversation. We'll talk about whatever topic you got, whatever you want to talk about. So let me go ahead and I'm going to hit the spin here. Oops, right. Hold on. This is not what we want to do here. Hold on a second.
Man, that fucking thing is moving. What is it, like 3 people in there?
Boom.
Galactic Core 88.
Galactic, send us your topic and we'll talk about it. But also, we'll do a second one since I fucked up the contest because Snoop doesn't know how to produce a podcast here. Let's go to the actual 2-minute countdown, and you can get your topic in there. Hashtag phone booth. We'll do another spin. So we're gonna have 2 winners tonight. It's a dualistic podcast. On Monday mainstream. We're gonna have 2 winners.
And then, do you want to put the link in the comment? Not the chat, but in the comment section on X for the X Town Hall.
got what?
It's got to go in not in the chat, but in the comment section. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I put it in both just to be.
Okay. I didn't know
So
if it
we'll do another spin here. Galactic Core. Send us your topic and we'll talk about it. And then here's the second winner. Hold on, I gotta do the music like they do. Where the hell was it? It's not even in here. Oh, here. Poppy Garcia.
Puppy Garcia said he did. So let's see. Awesome. Thoughts on the Schedule 3 of cannabis?
I'm gonna let you go first because I'm not sure what Schedule 3 means.
Okay, so when it came to like drug scheduling, like cannabis was actually like fucking scheduled like harder than like fucking coke and heroin and all shit like that.
The worst. Yeah, the worst, the worst.
Right? But yet it was fucking weed. And my understanding is that they're dropping that off because also the schedule that it was on through whatever also says that it has no medicinal purpose, right? Like they're just saying it's basically a nuisance drug. It's completely detrimental. So my understanding is that it's getting not taken off the schedule completely, but reduced to the point where they like saying or conceding like yes, there's medical benefits. Yes, there's positives to it as opposed to just making it worse than coke, which is fucking weird.
You know, the only reason that they don't just allow it to be legal is because they can't patent it. They can't recreate it. They can't make it in a fucking science lab. So therefore they don't want you to have it unless they can say it's their own. Like here, you can have weed, but it's got to be from us. But they can't recreate weed. You know what I mean? Because it comes from the earth. It's a natural fucking plant.
Right. And look what the hemp is good for, right? Like you can make fuels and you can make clothes. It put the whole petroleum industry out of fucking work.
That's the whole reason that it's illegal in the first place is because of the hemp. Didn't we do an episode about this? I know I did one. Weren't you on it? I feel like with me. No,
I wasn't. But
we talked about this a little bit. Like the whole reason that it's illegal is because a group of people got together, Henry Anslinger, William Randolph Hearst, and they made it illegal because of the hemp byproduct. It didn't even really have anything to do with the weed, the marijuana, like the smoke that gets you that psychotic, not psychotic, but what do they call it? Psychoactive.
Psychosis.
Not psychosis. But like the psychoactive ingredient that gives you that head high or whatever, but with hemp you could build stuff. It's you can use it in concrete, you can use it just in so many products, even clothing. I mean, you can make fucking clothes out of hemp, you can make buildings out of hemp, you can
right, and it grows so fucking easy. It keeps growing.
Right. That's we complain about, we're using too many trees, we got to save the environment, this and that. Well, guess what? All of your newspapers that are printed on paper from trees, we could be using hemp plants. But your boy, William Randolph Hearst, had a beef against that because he owned paper mills back in the day.
Yeah. It's funny how much shit gets squashed just strictly because it's going to upset, another financial player. That's the way of life.
Yeah. It's all about, it comes down to fucking stinking money, which is also printed on the hemp paper. Let's also point that out.
If we switch to hemp, wouldn't that save the parasite class money as well? No, because right now the parasite class, like they sell us the petroleum gas and then the plastics and the medications. All of that shit is petroleum based, right? And all that shit's like bad for us. And the thing is, you can't unless you like if they genetically modify it or whatever, then they can patent it. But hemp itself, they can't just patent it, right? And that's where it's really at. So like if they can come up with like a strand of hemp that's like fucking like super hemp or whatever, then I guarantee you they're gonna fucking like they're legalize that shit like 100%. But it's not until they get it. Like antifreeze. I watched the whole thing. Like antifreeze lasts just as long as that patent. And then once that patent's up, just so happens they got the new antifreeze ready, and there's a study that tells you the old antifreeze is bad. The antifreeze that you can get really, really cheap. So now you need this new shit that costs a lot more money, and thank God the guys who are selling you the old shit that was about to get super cheap can give you the new shit.
Yeah.
That's just life, dude.
That's order out of chaos. They present the solution to the problem, dude. They got it.
Yep.
Poppy Garcia, I don't know if this is the topic that you want us to talk about, but we will. But if you have something else, just go ahead and send it. The UFO files, war, hantavirus are all coming out to serve as a distraction for something bigger, but what? Probably societal collapse reset. I was thinking about this, that these are all distractions that they're throwing at us right now. And I think, that's to distract us, I think from religion. I'd have to see if I could find it, but I think there was a meeting that the government officials had with all these religious leaders,
Right, pastors and shit.
about disclosure and how to break it to people and whatnot. Because let's be honest, man, this is gonna fuck up a lot of people's religious beliefs and change their way of thought and their thought process and how they handle their lives. And I mean, some people. Let's be honest. Some people aren't going to be able to handle it, and it is all just a distraction, but what is coming, is this blue beam? Listen, I got to be honest with you. I've been hearing about blue beam for 20 fucking years now. I'm a little disappointed if this is what we're getting in blue beam. I mean, I expected a little more.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know yet, right? Maybe, maybe there's still something come. I don't know, though.
All
Dude.
right, dude.
I'm not holding
I
my
mean,
breath on it.
dude, hey, we're playing fucking 5D alien chess right now. We gotta fucking hold off. It's coming.
I think we're in a weird stage where these people want to put their Messiah on the world stage, right? And while that's going on, they also are trying to push the concept of aliens, right? And so I think there's like two different competing ideologies that keep getting like pushed on the stage, right? But I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, jerk off shit.
Well, what's your thought? I mean, like, are you of the belief that aliens are just demons, or like what do you think that is?
So like space is fake, right? Doesn't
Right?
exist. So therefore there's nothing coming from another planet, right? Nothing's coming externally here as a being. And second, yeah, because now it's okay to believe in like fucking dimensions and parallel universes and shit like that, but you're fucking crazy if you believe in demons in the spiritual realm. What? Right? Or yeah, we like Jack Parson could talk to fucking, entities, right? If you just label it an entity, all of a sudden it's better, right? But, if you talk about demons and angels, then, it's an issue. It's a marketing tactic, they just switch it up. Will blue beam replicate the sun?
Yeah, totally. It's just about grabbing the headline, grabbing your attention, throwing that focus out there. Let's see. What did Bill say? Will blue beam replicate the second coming, and what Jesus will we get? Ted Nugent or the Chosen? Did you just call Ted Nugent Jesus, dude? I mean, what is that? That's what they say. They say that blue beam is supposed to be an alien invasion or the return of Jesus, right?
Right. So if you believe in a pre-tribulation rapture, right? So like Jesus comes and back and takes
Right.
people in the blink of an eye. The rapture occurs, right? Then if you subscribe to that, a running thought is that Project Bluebeam, will essentially be used to kind of cover that, right? And that when all the people disappear and shit, it's going to then be as like, look, these fucking aliens came and they just took all these people, or they fucking, they're attacking us and they killed all these fucking people. And then maybe they turn on these little fucking microwave emitters that they've put up everywhere and start baking all the fucking aluminum sulfate that they've just fucking encased everything in for years and years and years down to the soil, right? And that's the aliens' weapon, man. You saw it yourself. The aliens did that. And
What was it Sam Tripoli said? Shaking and baking and microwaving.
yeah.
Oh,
Old
man.
Nugent looks like Jesus, yeah. And yeah.
How do you know, Bill? What does fucking old Nugent look like? I mean, old Nugent probably looked like a baby, considering he's fucking old now. He probably looked like a baby back then, right?
Bullshit. None of the shit was great. Yeah. And again, that's why I said if you believe in pre-tribulation, post-tribulation, like different people have, like their feelings on that stuff. So yeah.
Well, what do you think, dude? Like, just like on a personal level, like, I mean,
Well, I don't believe in aliens, and I do believe that it's a spiritual war, and I do believe that they know it's spiritual, right? Like NASA, all these guys, CERN, all of this is about trying to, it's all fucking rituals. It's all satanic fucking rituals trying to bridge the gap, that realm. Anybody who's ever taken like fucking shrooms or acid or anything like that, 9 out of 10 times, you've probably seen the fucking veil of the realm. You've probably had exposure to that, right? Like you get what exists out there, and these people, they embrace that, right? Like they think something more comes by bringing this to the surface, like some fucking Stranger Things merge into two fucking realms or whatever, right? Like they want the time of man to be over. They want man to either become a fucking cyborg or to become subservient to the demons, which, they're going to tell us are like fucking aliens or whatever. But yeah, dude, no, I think everything goes back, just like, why do they hide the flat earth? It's because there's a spiritual war, right?
Mhm.
Like it's always about the spiritual war. It's always about getting you to consent. It's always about you overlooking your free will. It's always about you feeling less than you are, more insignificant than you are, to feel alone or to feel outnumbered or to feel like there's no hope. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's all about. Down to taking out the fucking sky, right? Because, like, why should you have a fucking clean blue sky or a fucking bright sunny day? No, let's make it drab. Let's make it cloudy all the time. Like people in San Diego and shit like that. When I was growing up, my understanding was like in like San Francisco and shit like that. They would go through these things where it's like damn near rained every day, right? Really drab and shit, And you would see the psychological impact that had on people. And then when you see these like bright days and shit, like people come alive and but we don't even get that because they even down to the fucking architecture. They want to make you feel like all hope is gone. They want you to think that you are just an accident. They want you to think that you are not something that is loved and that was created by a creator. They want you to think that you have to reach outward to this world, to man, for the power. They want you to feel like you can only depend on other people, that you're not capable of empowering yourself and doing great things. That's the kind of shit that they want. And they get people to buy into it, right? And even in the movies, right? Like the funny buddy comedy movies and shit. If you go over like the 90s, all you really watch is it's more and more depreciating humor, right?
Mhm.
It's more and more of just like pulling you down, pulling you down, pulling you down. You know, like that's what they want. That's what this whole fucking spiritual thing is. And they want to make you believe that you don't have free will, which you absolutely fucking do. Absolutely. That's the one thing that makes us different from the angels. That's what God gave us. That makes men unique.
Well, you could tie it into like what they were telling us with during COVID was stay inside, fuck the sun,
Yep.
avoid vitamin D. When it turns out those are the best things that we could have been doing was
Yep.
being in the sun and
Don't
getting vitamin D.
exercise.
Don't
Stay out
exercise,
of the sun. Yep.
right?
Drinking and shit like that. Yeah, fucking and staying away from people. Dude, we're fucking mammals. Mammals. We require contact. Okay?
Yeah.
There was a study. Did they just talk about that on the show? The difference between the monkeys and then they had the studies, right? They gave one set of the monkeys these like stuffed animals moms, right? And then the others they gave these fucking like hardwired moms. And the monkeys that got the stuffed animal mom, came out like more normal, right? The ones that it just had this fucking weird, wired mesh mom were psychologically fucked up and, like their shit wasn't together, And it was the difference because we're mammals. We require interaction. We require touch. If your mom doesn't touch you or pick you up or love you as a baby, a small infant, you can fucking die. I mean, that's a real thing, right? So now they're disconnecting people 6 feet on top of, the conditioning with fucking cell phones or whatever. Yeah, everything about that was to fucking destroy people, man. Every single thing about COVID was on so many levels.
Man, we are just some fucked up monkeys, aren't we?
We are. We are.
Dude.
You know what else is cool about that? Is that fucking game was coming out, I don't know, some fucking video game, some woke bullshit, right? But it had like kissing. And I was thinking about, isn't it weird, like, to show affection to people, we open our mouth and like stick our tongue in their mouth and like fucking move our tongues together. Like that's
Is
a
that
way
how you
to
show affection, Templar?
right? Like
Jesus Christ, dude, I can give you a dab up, dude, and say what's up. Bro, we gotta fucking stick our tongues in each other's mouth, bro.
But how weird is that? A fucking organism we're like, I like you too. Face to face, mouth to mouth, like.
Well, I mean, we are an interesting organism. Like, if you think about like how animals do it, like they don't have the same, what is it, feelings that we have or whatever. Like, they can just walk up, like a lion could just walk up to a female lion in the jungle, fucking hit it from behind, say the doge now move, and be on its way, and there's no feelings involved or nothing, But then there's penguins that have mates for life,
Yeah.
So, I mean, humans are an intricate species.
Yeah, we are. Dude,
I wish I fucking understood us.
That's another thing, right? So, like, you see Elon puts this shit on, like, with the population boom or whatever, and saying, like, like, fucking basically, not just the U.S., but, like, all these countries, people aren't fucking producing enough to carry on, right? So there's going to be a crash, right? And you can't replace that through, like, fucking migration, right? It doesn't work because the numbers across the board, outside of actually places like India or whatever, where it's just like fucking, nonstop spamming people, basically, they just fucking,
That's if you believe the numbers, though. I mean, like, I don't think that the world is overpopulated. I don't think we have too many people. I don't believe the numbers they tell us. I believe they're highly inflated. I mean,
50% of the fertility rate is down just from COVID, right? And on top of that, they have people convinced like that fucking abortions are cool. Abortions are cool, fucking prolactives are cool, whatever the case may be.
Hold on, I want to clip that 149. Templar says abortions are cool. But no, I mean, do you really think that though? Like, what did you just say just a second ago before I interrupted you?
About how it's having us depopulate ourselves, like through abortion and through, contraceptives. And on top of that, things like the vaccine, right? Where we see the numbers are going down with like the eggs and shit like that. And then on top of that,
Oh, that's what I was going to ask.
Sure.
Like, do you think that the numbers are going down strictly because of that, or do you think it's from all the other bullshit that they pump into us? You know, I mean, these numbers are. I feel like these numbers are so skewed because they're just attacking us from every angle. That there's so many variables. We don't fucking know the truth. We don't know, what's destroying what.
I think that's a reasonable stance to be at, because
dude, fluoride is fucking up enough things, and then you add in aspartame, and then you add in, the atrazine. They're turning the frogs gay.
And
like,
not to mention your Wi-Fi and your fucking 5G and your fucking Bluetooth and your radiation and fucking all the other shit, plus the chemical. Yeah, I mean, it's death of 1,000 cuts.
Yes, death of 1,000 cuts. Is that like a thing? I've never heard that expression,
Yeah.
but it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, that's an old Chinese thing. Death of 1,000 cuts, like fucking, you get 1,000 cuts. One paper cut is okay, but 1,000 of those things, and you're like, you're in bad shape.
Yeah. Poppy Garcia, did we get to your topic? I don't know if we did. I think we got to Galactics. Dude, Templar, I got something else I want to bring up, man.
Okay, what's up?
So, this Artemis thing that just recently happened.
Mm-hmm.
There was they call it an Earth set. And this is a video capture Earth set, which is a video that they captured from the Artemis. But look at this thing. Okay, this is only a 5-second video or something, so I'll just let it replay for a little bit. But look at this. Do you notice anything? Does anything stand out?
Yep.
Okay, let's hear it.
Like this right here proves that it's completely full of shit, right?
Okay.
So the size of whoever made that bullshit, right? Here's where they fucked up. They're conditioned from being on Earth and looking up and seeing the fucking sun and the moon roughly that size because of their sizes and their distances, right? However, if you are on the moon, which is like 1/4 of the size of the Earth, or not even that, right? It's fucking small. First, you're going to be right here. Your whole view on this side, which is the Earth, is just going to be the fucking Earth. It's not going to look like it's somewhere far off over there and moon-sized. It's going to be a fucking big-ass massive Earth in front of you. You're not going to have no fucking scenery like that.
Right?
Yeah.
And also, hold on, I'm going to wait till it gets to the beginning here, and I'm going to pause it. Okay. So, all right. You look at
that
the Earth,
shadow, too.
You look at the Earth right there, okay? And then let's go ahead, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, boom, we get down there. Wouldn't the sun's angle change on the Earth there?
Yes and no.
Like if you go back to here, look at the shadow never moves on the Earth. So when we skip ahead to like right here, it's the exact.
And by the way, look how perfect. By the way, look how perfect that that shadow creates that kind of crescent going around too, right? Like this is all artwork. This is giving people what they expect to see. People that don't think about what they should be seeing and realizing that the Earth should be so much fucking bigger right there, right? Like, that's that passive shit that they do and nobody tends to question it. It's like fucking duh. Yeah, dude, that's absolute fucking garbage, dude. There's no
like Cram says right here, the Earth should be massive. The Earth should be
massive.
Big.
Yeah, that's all that side should see. Just a big ass fucking Earth. And that's supposed to be legit. And how do you take them serious after that? Like, nobody pointed that out. Hey, NASA, like, here, can you pull it up? I think I actually did a post in relation to the size. But just Google real quick, moon to Earth size comparison. Just so people can see. And mind you, the moon is right here in the, allegedly, right? In the Earth's fucking orbit, right? So like 200,000 miles away from us, roughly, approximately. So it's
It
like
says
right
the
here.
moon. The moon is about 1/4 the size of Earth, with a
Hit
mean
image.
diameter
Hit
of
image.
approximately 3,476 kilometers, which is 2,160 miles compared to Earth's diameter. Here I am on images.
There you go. There you go. Okay? Now being on that little fucking moon right there, right? And if you were looking from the back of it at Earth, right? What are you going to see? You're going to see a lot of fucking ocean. You're going to see a lot of fucking clouds. You're going to see a lot of fucking landmass, right? What you're not going to see is the fucking Earth way the fuck over there looking like it's the moon in the sky. Because it's impossible. The size difference is so... like, see what I mean? That's where they fucked up. They did what the average person expects from our point of view and not the moon's point of view.
Well, you are a better movie director and scripter than these assholes. Ugh, man, it really is
Dude,
mind-boggling
and they get
how
60 million bucks a day. And they
it's,
can't do better
it's
than
more.
that.
It's 70. It's 70, and it's probably more than 70. It's fucking astronomical the amount of money they get, and that's what when people ask you, well, why would they lie about that? Well, 70 million fucking reasons every day. You know?
Dude,
Why would they lie about it? You give
fucking
me
script.
$70 million a day, and I'll fucking tell you that the Dualistic Podcast is the best podcast on phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. Give me 70 million, and I'll preach that shit every day.
All right. Was there anybody who was coming up for the X Town Hall or anything? Anybody on the thing?
Nobody's clicked on the link, so the link is out there, folks. If you want to click on it and join us, and we'll be more than happy to promote your page. Tell us why you've been shadow banned, throttled, why you're hidden, dude. Because it happens to all of us, man. Let's talk about that for a second, dude.
Sure. You're muted. You're muted.
The shadow banning right now is fucking insane, dude. Like our boy Ted is going through it, where his page is just so restricted. He's got 115,000 followers and can barely get 1,000 views on a post, if that. And I go through the fucking same thing, dude, with 10,000 followers, and I can get 30 views on a post. Like, I mean, dude, what is going on?
Yeah, it's they're with the algorithm.
You're muted. You're muted. What the fuck is going on with this podcast?
I didn't even mute anything. You were muted. Am I talking now or not talking? Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you.
Dude, okay, you were muted at first on my shit, and then you talked. I thought I've been talking the whole fucking time, dude. It would be at the time that I talk about censorship, right? What kind of bullshit is that?
Dude, yeah. Dude, I tell you, man, I think something's up with this EV Mux software, because when we hit live, we had those issues when we first went live today.
That's true.
And the Rumbles failed. My Facebook feed failed. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened at the beginning there. Something was afoot. Like, it never went into the studio. Like, it was weird.
AI is fucking being used more and more as the primary point of, moderation. So, I mean, it maybe triggered by a word or some shit. I don't know.
Well, that's fucking scary to me. And that's funny because, I ask all of the guests on the Here's the Thing podcast, their opinion about AI and how it's going to affect, mostly entertainment industry people that I talk to, but, how it's going to affect that. But look at how it's affecting us right now, dude. If that's, and that's what's shadow banning Ted and myself too. I don't know how you are in the algorithm, but it's just fucking AI doing that. It's not a person saying, okay, well, this guy's, posting bad content. It's like something triggering it. I got flagged on Facebook for something, and I don't even barely post on there. I'm like, what the fuck? How can I post anything controversial when I don't even post? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and that's another reason why, I gave up on Facebook and those kind of things. It's because, and much like YouTube, is they'll hit you on some like old shit, something like 5 years ago, and you're like, who the fuck even saw that? How'd you find that? You know, like who complained about that? But whatever. Gotta do
Yeah.
something about this nosy ass AI, right?
Oh
They're
yeah,
just
man.
building all the data centers around us, man. They're locking us in.
Oof. Oof. What is this from Galactic? When I get a new pooter, paid $2,500 for an Asus Zen book, and all I can do is watch these dorks. That's it was too late. Well, hey, get you a one of these mini PCs. I got me one for $300. Saved me
Right.
$2,200. But you know what, dude? Templar, I love talking to you, man. It's always a fucking blast. You're
Same
one of
with
my
you, Snoop.
you have become one of my favorite people on the planet. And
Buddy, right back at you.
dude, no matter what, dude, I'm always gonna be wondering what the fuck is Templar talking about? Like, what's up with him, dude? But everybody go to the phone booth podcast.substack.com. There's a couple of podcasts on there worth checking out. I've heard about this one, The Pick is In. It seems to be growing rapidly.
And,
So
dude, hold on. Don't undersell yourself on that, dude. Don't undersell yourself on that. Because you guys are like fucking running with that show. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys already love sports, but like, dude, you guys are fucking succeeding, and it's just like, seems to be just catching fire, dude. Like, you know, like fucking that's awesome, dude. That's very awesome.
I'll tell you, it's really fun to watch it grow. It's exciting. I'm optimistic. I hope for the best, expect the worst type scenario, but hey, things are going great, man. And it's all, dude, I have to thank fucking Ted and the phone booth production company, because there would be no Pick is In podcast without Ted or the phone booth production company, Right. And all of us here on the phone booth podcast.substack.com. Jonah, his Philosopher King podcast, dude, he's become one of my favorite people too. You know, like he's just
and every morning cup of Jonah.
Yeah. And then there's some stupid podcast. Here's the Thing podcast.
Yeah. And you had Cheney. Yeah. So this is live right now on the Substack, and it'll be
tomorrow 6 p.m. Eastern. It'll come out tomorrow, but it's already up there for subscribers for the phone booth podcast.substack.com. You can subscribe for $5 a month, and you can see early episodes, but you can go there and subscribe for free. You can get all the episodes and see everything. And this will come out tomorrow, Tuesday. You can also go onto the old X page there and subscribe for $1 a month, and you can get episodes a couple of days earlier.
Right on.
But yeah, dude, Cheney was such a blast to talk to, man. She's
smart, dude. She's very smart, dude. She's a master of her craft.
She really is. And then here's the Pick is In with the homie Haywood, you blow me. Haywood's Almanac is what he goes by now. He'll get mad at me for calling him Haywood, you blow me, but that was his fucking name, and I'm proud of it. The Translucid podcast with the homie Laz. Got Orwellian on this week, dude. Orwellian.
Yep.
Dude, he's
a very interesting guy.
Yes, he can talk about shit, dude. I would love to talk to him some more. Yeah, for sure. The Dualistic podcast with the homie Vince Sunut. We all know who he's talking to this week. So, but check him out, because he's breaking ground with what he's talking to her about. So, everybody check it out.
They do some really cool shit.
The Mind of Madness with Templar.
Oh yeah, by the way, go ahead. Did you see this? By the way, go ahead and click this. This isn't something interesting for you.
Brainwashing. How do you brainwash? Well, you repeat it. You repeat the same thing over and over again. You know, if somebody's resisting the concept, if you keep repeating it, after 6 times, they'll incorporate it in their brain.
6.
They may not agree with it, but repeat it another 1,000 times, they'll start saying it. I could start a campaign called Whathatata. for like $4 billion this week. And in like 24 hours through Twitter, everybody could be walking around going, "Wah-pa-pa-pa, wah-pa-pa-pa." I heard that, if you want to like program a human mind, what you do is you just repeat images to a young child while the brain is forming. Walt Disney. Yeah, pretty much. And then, the kid grows up and you've wired the kid. It's mind control. It's great.
Yep. It's
those are little nuggets.
man. You need to put more content out, dude.
Yeah. True.
Because I'll tell you, man. Like I enjoy some of the funnest ones was watching like when you broke down Metropolis and what's the other one?
Yeah.
The letter M.
Yeah, Night of the Living Dead or whatever. Oh no, yeah, that's right. Yeah, the serial killer and shit, right?
Yeah, I got it right here. Called the letter M or something. Oh man.
It was the Hans Fritz movie.
Yes, it's a Hans Fritz movie for sure. Hold on, I got it right fucking here. Hold on. I just don't know how to work my fucking computer sometimes. Hold on. M is for fuck. Where'd it go? M. It's just called M.
M. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. You know what sucks? So I also have like this huge catalog from that's in the
Sears?
fucking.
No, I'm just kidding.
What's that? Yeah.
Is that from Sears?
That's in the fucking X producer area thing or whatever. But it doesn't let you just like re-upload those. You can't like just replay them or whatever. Then what's the fucking point of going live? You can't like redo it. So you kind of lose out.
Yeah. I don't know. These motherfuckers are smarter than us, though, Templar, and that's why they have fucking social media platforms, and we are just pawns on their fucking game board. But, anyways, dude, it's been fucking real. It's been fun. It's also been real fucking fun, dude. I love talking
right
to
back at you.
So, good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Mainstream Monday. Check us out next week.
Creme Galactic, Corey, everybody who was talking to us in the chat. Appreciate you all engaging and talking and just showing up and being awesome people.
Yes. Everybody else, go fucking subscribe at the Phone Booth Podcast at Substack.com. And we love y'all, and we'll see you later. Good night, everybody.
Good night. That beat, it just gets you.
With your squeak, it's pretty tight.